Hi, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us today. On behalf of the Bellwether College Consortium, I am delighted to host this 2023 Bellwether Award Submission Guidance webinar. We're glad, on behalf of the consortium, we're glad that you're here representing your community college. My name is Rose Martinez, and I have the privilege to serve as the director for the Bellwether College Consortium. Before I delve into the submission process and judging criteria, I'd like to invite you to identify your community college by typing the name in the chat box. We want to know who is here. And if you wouldn't mind doing that, I'll just give a couple of seconds and read off a couple of them and see who's here. So Tallahassee, Western Dakota Tech, welcome. North Central Texas, Madison County Community, Chattanooga State Community College of Baltimore County, one of our Bellwether winners, Antelope Valley. Okay, great. All right, well, let me stop there. I'm sure we're going to have a couple more. We have over 30 people who have registered. And so before I move on, let me just let you know that this is being recorded. So if you have a colleague who wasn't able to join us today, please let them know that this recording will be on our website at bellwethercollegeconsortium.com. So thank you all for your interest again for this long-standing competition. The Bellwether College Consortium unapologetically focuses on community colleges. So if you had not heard of us before, welcome. We strive to provide a high-value event that results in sharing innovative, scalable, replicable, and equity-focused programs offering evidence-based success. We do that because we know that your time is valuable. And right now, with things changing the way they are, it's just always important to have access to what are the latest programs that are having some good successes that you can learn from. But most of you all know us just because it's a national competition, and many of our colleges go on to compete for the Aspen Award or other awards with a national focus. And so we are like a platform to many of our colleges launching off into even other award opportunities. I'll share with you that many of our new members tell us that they had no idea of the value of the award competition. I'll paraphrase something that I've heard at least twice in the two of the past 3 years, which is, quote, "I walked away feeling energized and filled with ideas for my team." And that is because when you come to this competition, you're not only coming to provide a session for our judges, you're able to be a member or a listening audience member of the other sessions that are available to you. And so there are 30 sessions in one day, and you walk away with just a real suitcase full of great ideas and opportunities to perhaps tweak or modify something that you saw and hopefully engage or develop it on your own campus to hopefully solve or at least eliminate a challenge that you may have on your campus. So I really cannot say enough about the value of that one event. This particular webinar is like your stepping stone to completing round one. We provide a brief background on the consortium, so who we are and what we do. We share some important dates and the judging criteria. I'll provide a quick demo on completing the submission form and offer some examples of the criteria and also the judging rubric, and then finally conclude with a few questions during our Q&A session at the end. So by all means, if you have a burning question, you can type it in at any point in time and we'll reference that at the very end of this session. So let's begin. As a courtesy, again, like I said, this session is being recorded, so it'll be available on the BCC website next week. And I just want to say a shout out to Robert Acosta, who is our communications coordinator for Alamo Colleges District, which, by the way, is where the consortium is housed in San Antonio, Texas. He is assisting on this recording of this event. So let's get started. And we have that next slide up. So thank you, Robert. Who we are. We are a nationally recognized member-supported consortium, so all the fees that we get through that one event goes to help support us. We're charged with addressing critical issues facing community colleges through applicable research. I'll talk a little more about that. And the promotion, the replication of best practices addressing 3 central areas: workforce development, instructional programs and services, and then the third is planning, governance, and finance. Those 3 areas, by the way, are our award categories. So we'll talk more about specifically what the definitions of those areas are. This year, the Bellwether College Consortium launched an Outstanding Dissertation Award competition, first ever. The winner of that award, Dr. Pam Stegman, who will be presenting, by the way, in September of this year through our innovation series that we hold online, shared her findings on the characteristics that define strong partnerships between community colleges and EDOs, that is, economic development organizations. Those EDOs help strengthen the workforce capabilities of cities and metropolitan areas, and that's become a very vital part of what cities are looking towards. Community colleges are looking towards that partnership to bring more new businesses and industries to their specific areas. So she did a magnificent multiple case study that we thought was deserving of the Outstanding Dissertation Award. The Futures Assembly that I mentioned, which is where she presented, is where we have the second and the final round of the Bellwether Award competition. So know that. Those lovely people that we have on our website or on this particular slide are the winners of this year's competition. They are Ocean County College, the Community College of Baltimore County, and then we also have, I can't see my slide. Let's see. Oh, Houston County Community College. Sorry about that. But yes, those are our winners this year, and we thought we'd put them front and center on that slide. So let's talk a little bit about what we do. Next slide. The consortium supports, we publicize and promote the annual award competition. We celebrate and recognize, like I said, cutting edge trending programs worthy of replication. We're not looking for boutique programs. We're looking for programs with a solid evidence-based background, what you see happening district-wide, campus-wide, those programs where we know that will create change across the board. And so we're really, really excited when we see programs that are working at that level, because we know that they can have a national impact if replicated nationwide. We continue to promote the top 3 Bellwether winners once we announce those using our national platform through our social media. We have, like I said, a webinar series that happens every summer. We've had 2 out of our 3 Bellwether winners provide their presentation for our national audience. And we also showcase them at the ACCT National Congress. So if you've ever gone to the Association of Community College Trustees, you can usually find us presenting there as well. So just an idea of how we promote our finalists and our winners. Annually, we have 30 community colleges that are deemed finalists. And this is from a large group of applicants from the United States and also the US territories. You do not have to be a member to complete the form and to qualify for the first round. So any community college can apply. We have had to date roughly over 80 Bellwether Award winners. We are in our 28th year of this competition. Next year will be our 29th, so we're almost at our 30-year anniversary. And we've had roughly 1,300 unduplicated Bellwether Award finalists. Whether you're a finalist or award winner, once you get that second round, you will receive an award because just given the nature of the competition. So I just wanted to share that as well. Let me also say that the Bellwether Award is unique. It's longstanding. It's a respected accolade awarded by esteemed peers. So these leaders come from ACCT, the American Association of Community Colleges. We've had judges from Lumina Foundation, higher education commissioners, business and industry such as Toyota, higher education council presidents. These are all folks that have walked the walk, have done a lot of the work that you're doing, and have a really educated eye on noting what what is exemplary in any one of those three categories. So we're really proud of our judges. We're proud of the type of folks that we bring in, and they take that judging seriously. We really enjoy them. The competition is like no other in that we have a 2-round competition process. Like I said before, the first round will be this first round of submissions. We have that group of judges, and then those that are deemed the top scoring programs in either workforce development, instructional programs and services, or planning, governance, and finance. 10, 10, and 10 equals 30. So those 30 Bellwether finalists are invited for the second round. We will notify those individuals in November. So we have the top scoring colleges in each of those categories invited to what we call the annual Community College Futures Award, Futures Assembly. And so it is described as rich and parallel learning and sharing experience by our participants, and it obviously also serves as our award competition. As I said before, any team can view their peer team's presentations beside the anonymous judges that we have and ask questions. Obviously, what's wonderful about our event is any one of you can be thought of as a judge. No one really knows who our judges are, so they treat you just like a judge. So asking questions, you'll typically always receive an amazing answer because they want to win. They want to make sure they're getting their point across. And it just serves as a really good opportunity for you to really delve into a program and understand the nuts and bolts of it and walk away hopefully with a good idea of how you could replicate that on your own campus. We have had colleges that have participated for many years, and then we also have new colleges come along. In terms of what this particular competition is, it's stimulating, it's intense. This first round is a starting point, so submitting your proposal is obviously step one. But as a BCC member put it, it's like the Heisman Award for the community colleges. The Heisman obviously is given to collegiate football players who look great, and then they go on hopefully to do great things in the successive years that come after that. And so we're really proud of saying this is like the Heisman Trophy for community colleges. Next slide. The Bellwether team. So briefly, myself, I serve as the director. Happy to answer any of your questions, take your feedback. Really make sure that you have a really good understanding of the process and that you have a wonderful time at the event, and anything more that we can do on behalf of Bellwether as members, we'd love to explore those things. We're always looking at the value add and how we can make the membership stronger. In terms of the team, we have Dina Rodriguez-Cassidy. She's charged with creation of the round 1 scoring rubrics for our judges. So she does a lot of work with them. Robert Acosta, who's on the line, is our marketing and PR person. He's our communications go-to. So all the website materials, any questions you have about the award competition for round 2, he's usually there because he's helping with the printed materials. So he'll be asking for names, information specific to your presentation. He's usually our go-to there. Jessica Barnes, she handles the on-site support and any AV coordination for that final round of competition. And again, like I said, I'm your helpful advocate and work for you on behalf of the Bellwether College Consortium. Next slide. So this is just a quick look back. This year we had 19 states submit a proposal, and this represents a large number of our states in the geographic diversity. We have also had US territories come in as well as a submitter. And so hopefully we will see even more states this year. We're hoping for post-pandemic, or at least where we are at this stage within the pandemic, to have even a greater number of states. So we welcome you. If you don't see your state on here, if you do, please consider entering the competition. Next slide. So these are our Bellwether finalists. So in every category, you'll see 10 community colleges. Note that there are some community colleges that showed up in more than one category. We do allow colleges to submit in more than one category, but we only invite or we only allow one submission per community college per category. So you can't put in three applications for any one area, such as instructional programs and services. So this year's winners for planning, governance, and finance was Ocean County College. They had an AI chatbot, which was, I believe, the first AI chatbot for community colleges. For the instructional programs and services category, the Community College of Baltimore County won with their high impact practices. And then for workforce development, Houston Community College won for their entrepreneurial program. So really exciting work being done in all those areas. So New Jersey, Maryland, and Texas walked away with the top prizes there. Next slide. So the meat of the presentation, in terms of important dates and tips, here are a few to remember. The portal opened May 25th, so it is open right now. You can go in and take a look. We will close the portal on September 27th. So please begin to identify which programs or program you'd want to consider for the competition. I would just say this, because this will be my third year hosting. Please try to complete the form before the last day of entry. What inevitably happens is there'll be calls coming into the office past 5 p.m. Central Time, which is where I'm at in Texas. And it's not always a guarantee that I'll be able to address all the calls on that final day. So if you have any questions, by all means, feel free to contact me and get that form in prior to, in all honesty, the last 2 days of the submission deadlines. It just really helps. In terms of when we will announce, so our judges have a whole month to review all the entries. And so we always look at about a November, October announcement. This year, we're starting a little bit later because our futures assembly will be a little later than typical. And so November is our month to announce our Bellwether finalists. And you will see that listed in all our social media channels, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We will also have a press release going out as well. So we will make sure that everyone that was in the competition will receive that information. In November, we'll have a preparatory webinar for all the 30 finalists, really give you specific details and instructions on what to look for. And I believe we do a pretty good job because we always walk away with really an excellent event. And it's because of you all and the preparation that goes into that event. And in terms of the dates, February 26th through 28th of 2023 will be the date for the Community College Futures Assembly. I'm happy to announce that we have selected the Menger Hotel in San Antonio, which is just steps away from the Alamo, steps away from the Riverwalk. So you've got plenty of things to do when you're not busy at the event to really enjoy beautiful San Antonio, Texas in the month of February. So no snow here. I think you will enjoy your time in San Antonio. Next slide. Okay, round one. This gives you a very good idea of the criteria that the judges will look at in awarding the top 10 finalists for each area. The submission form is very short. I'll walk you through that. However, it's very important that the information provided from you addresses each judged area. I've included an explanation of the breakdown of points for one particular area, but I do want you to take a look and make sure that you address all of these areas within the constraints of the form that we have. So make sure that you're identifying your critical issue, that you are, let me make sure I've gotten a bigger group here, that you that you describe the process, the timeline, the participants, the resources required to implement your program or service. We provide the largest weight to the performance indicators and outcomes, that you demonstrate that your particular program was successful. You have the metrics to prove that. That if it's a program or a policy or service, that there's an equity lens applied, that you showed some equitable outcomes. And then what you define in terms of scalability, how successful was that? So in terms of how we judge for this first round, you'll take a look at those points. So if you didn't specify any outcomes or indicators for this particular criteria, then obviously 0 points. 1 to 2 if you minimally provided documented outcomes, 3 to 4 points for moderately providing outcomes, and then 5 to 7 for satisfactorily providing documented outcomes. And this is the exact information we give our judges. So I just wanted to go through what those points look like and how they are judged for that particular criteria. Let me move on then. Next slide. So the finalist stage. So if you make it to the round 2, there will be a couple of things that we require for you, a digital binder being one of them, and we will give you more specifics on what that looks like. But just know that that digital binder is also judged. We have a showcase. We started that last year. So what is important to note is that although being a finalist is amazing and in and of itself, there is a showcase award, and showcase awards are usually given to colleges that have a really good opportunity to share their program in a very short time span. So it is a showcase. You walk into the room, it's like an exhibitor's room. You have everybody that's competing for an award in there, and you will have judges, you will have other participants walking around trying to get a glimpse of what it is your program represents. And so there's specific criteria for that as well, but it is a wonderful opportunity for our judges to get a sneak peek of what it is they will be judging the next day. So there are 3 showcase awards, then there are the 3 Bellwether winner awards as well. Next slide. In terms of membership benefits, we've really included a lot more than when I started my tenure here. Every team member that comes to our Community College Futures Assembly will receive a digital badge, and that'll be on program execution and implementation. And so that badge is just something we feel like, because of the amount of time, amount of preparation that you've put in, and of course, just based on the fact that your program was deemed an exemplar in a specific area, we will provide a digital badge for every one of your team members that are presenting on that particular day. We also obviously include discounts for members that are coming to the event, but we provide 3 registrants the ability to come to the event for free with your membership. So 3 membership registrations automatically with the membership, and then deep discounts for those that are coming just to participate or to be maybe your supportive audience. Note that we have typically 3 to 5 presenters come per college, and then maybe we have some extra individuals come to help support. We also, like I said, we have an Outstanding Dissertation Award. That winner will present at the event as well. And what's amazing, I think, about where Bellwether has come from where it was at, we only had the Bellwether Award competition. With the Outstanding Dissertation Award, you now have newly minted research. You have research specific to community colleges that is being shared at this event. So we're marrying the research with the practitioner knowledge so that you walk away not only with what's happening, but what our researchers coming into the field of community college research are saying is happening. This year, like I said, our winners spoke about the importance of specific characteristics that are driving successful community college with economic development opportunity organizations. So those community colleges and EDOs, and what makes for success and sustainability within those partnerships. Next slide. Okay, so let me go ahead and delve into the actual portal, so that way you can take a look at it. So this is the website. I'm hoping you're seeing it while I'm seeing it. And so this is our website. So these are of some of the pictures from last year, or this year, should I say. So you'll maybe see some familiar faces here. But if you go to the Bellwether Award, and you go to 2022 submission guidelines, and we'll change that to 2023 because I just noticed that tab said 2022, but this is all done. 2023 award categories. So here are the categories. You have the first one, instructional programs and services. These are programs or activities that have been designed and successfully implemented to foster or support teaching and learning in a community college. 2, the category of planning, governance, and finance. So these are programs or activities that have been designated or designed and successfully implemented to improve efficiency and effectiveness in the community college. And then finally, 3, workforce development. Public and or private strategic alliances and partnerships to promote community and economic development by producing a workforce. So those are our 3 broad categories. Selection criteria we went through already. If we can go down to the button. So this, submit your entry here. Take a little bit of water here. So this is the form. Like I said, it's fairly easy to maneuver. Yeah, if we can go down. So the first thing you do is you want to select your category. So we can, let's say, planning, governance, and finance. And then plug in your college name. I won't go through this all, obviously, just the general information. What I will say is this, your contact information. This year, unlike any of the past years, we're only asking for one contact, one point of contact. In years past, we've usually had, who are your other presenters? Plug that in, make sure this is a person that is accessible, make sure that email is correct, phone number correct, because this is the only person we will have to contact that community college should you become one of the 30 finalists. And it has happened in the past where we've contacted somebody, they were on sabbatical or they were out, I'm sorry, with COVID, there were some issues there where maybe that person was out sick, but that this person has accessibility to their email is super important. The title of the program, obviously that's just nothing to be too concerned about. The program abstract is what we will be putting in our printed program should you become one of the 30 finalists. And then most importantly, the program summary. The program summary is what the judges will see, and only that. So they'll have your title and your program summary. That summary should go through each one of those 4 criteria that I've already gone through, and utilize this opportunity to share each one of those, address each one of those areas with a sense of comprehensiveness that you feel will give you the strongest number of points. We do not want you to exceed 5,000 characters. That's typically about 800 to maybe 1,200, I believe, words. We were trying to look at that before. It is bigger than it's been before. We definitely can say that because I know some folks were having trouble hitting all of these areas with a certain type, with a sense of elaboration where they felt like, yes, I addressed this and I feel great about it. So we've definitely increased that. And that's it. So that is it. So once you hit done, make sure you hit done. It'll tell you thank you that we've received your information, and then you can just wait until November till you hear back from us. If you have any questions, you would contact Dina, whose email is right there. Of course, you can contact myself. And if you have, by the way, one program submitted for each one of those categories, you do have to go back and then obviously go back and select the different category that you're now submitting a program to. So each particular entry you have will be a different submission. Okay, that's it. Okay, turn back to our slides. So that's where our website is. That is where you see the definition, your category definitions, your criteria, and your submission portal. The assembly, like I said, is February 26, 28. So I would just target those dates just so you have them on your calendar. And again, that's in San Antonio, Texas. And that is basically a wrap for the presentation. So let me go ahead and see if there are any questions. I'll give you a minute or two just to take some time to digest what I said, and let me know if you have any questions. We can take them at this time, or you can email me if you want later on. I'm certainly available for any one of you. Okay. Is there a way I can share a recording of the session with my colleague? Absolutely. We will be editing this in the next few days, and it will be available to you next week. So the good news is everyone who is listed as a registrant will receive a copy. So thank you for that. Thank you. Ashley, you had a question? You can unmute yourself, or I can. Let's see.
Thank you, Rose. I could chat it, but I guess I'm taking a chance to get to see you. Are there any words of the wise? Our college, Arizona Western College, has submitted before, though has not made that short list. Any recommendations or preferences that have really supported strong evaluation, strong preference, or future thinking that we can be mindful of?
Thanks for that question. Yes. Can I ask what category?
Workforce development is specifically the anticipated path I believe our college will take.
Yeah, because I'm not a judge, but what I can say is reading sometimes the final feedback, they do put an emphasis on scalability, on the longitudinal nature of outcomes. So as an example, and this is probably more theoretical, but let's say you had an apprenticeship program, and so how many people came into the program, how many people completed the program, how many people actually received a position. And then nowadays, people have access to economic development workforce data, how many people stayed or maybe were promoted. So you see not only the short-term benefits, but the fact that these individuals went on and played a bigger role in that particular business and industry, and are in a career, not necessarily a job, should I say, right? They had that long-term, they're in a position that's going to provide them with a job that's maybe a lifetime of work. And so I think those would be really good, strong indicators, definitely. Or if something was replicated elsewhere. I know one year we had a particular college and construction company, and what I could tell you is that it was replicated in maybe one or two other areas. And then I know of another college that was there because they knew they were going to be there and they wanted that particular program at their college. So those are two examples. I mean, obviously really big big lifts, but those are the things that I know that would shine bright. Thanks for the question. Anyone else? Okay, give you another second or two. Okay, well, Again, our address is bellwethercollegeconsortium.com. And you can reach out to me, R Martinez 1702 at alamo.edu. So at this point in time, I just want to say thank you for serving in such an important role as a community college leader. I appreciate your time that you took to learn more about Bellwether College Consortium and the award competition. I hope you will share this your wonderful work and put in an entry and continue to do well. And we look forward to hosting you, and best of luck, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.